Hey yo, what is poppin' everybody? Welcome back to another vlog, another video. Kind of still hanging out. Corona's still going on, still quarantine. Day 3 million. I don't even know, I've lost count at this point. But today I thought, I have my Crested Gecko, which is inside, which I've had for 5 years now. I've had him for quite a while. And his tank is in need of an overhaul, you could call it that. I need to just fix it up, change it up for him. So I was like, why don't we just do that today? You know, I got nothing else to do. So let's head inside. Alright, so here are the two Crested Gecko enclosures. Well, this one used to be a Crested Gecko enclosure, but my older male, which I got as an adult, and which is already older when I bought him, he passed away last year of old age. So it's kind of just been sitting empty. But there's the other Crested Gecko tank, and that's the one we're gonna need to just renew and change out and fix up, because that is looking disgusting. I also want to put a light down here, light this place up, because it doesn't look too good. The Crested Gecko is doing fine, so that's what matters to me. The animals care, but I'd also like to make it look pretty. Today we're gonna be taking this outside and just completely tearing it apart and fixing it up for them. So we're gonna start out by taking him out of there and placing him in this enclosure. Just for the time being, because I don't just want to hold him the entire time while I'm trying to do stuff. Come on, buddy. Get off my finger. There he goes. We're just going to set him in there and take this one out. This is gross. There's what are they called? Fruit flies. And whenever I put his food in there, and the soil has absorbed so much water it can't absorb anymore, so now it's just a buildup, which is disgusting. We need to take this thing out. Alright, so we have our tank out here. This is gross, but we have it out here. We're gonna need to take all of this crap out. We're gonna need to clean this thing out. Just make it a whole lot nicer for him. Let's get started. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna remove this piece. I had that there as a panel for an area which he could feed on, but we're gonna completely be remaking this thing, so we're not gonna need that. Take out these branches and try to remove this plant without completely destroying the roots, which might be challenging. Actually, no, it's pretty simple because the soil is so moistened and just gross. Here we go. I think I've got it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, so we got that plant out of there. Take these things out of here. We gotta dump all this stuff because it is absolutely gross. Let's go dump this. Alright, so now that we got most of the dirt out, we're gonna have to scrub all of this stuff out with a sponge, spray it out with the hose, and then I'm actually gonna clean this thing with bleach because it is gross. So I'm just gonna scrub this thing down with some bleach and some water, clean this thing up. So let's do that. Alright, so the tank is now clean. I've scrubbed everything down. I've cleaned it up as much as I possibly could. Now we're going to start working on the scape for this bad boy. Let's make it look sick. So over here in the tortoise enclosure, there's this log, which I've been just left in here because I didn't want to throw it out. It was actually a really neat piece of wood, but I also didn't know what to do with it, so I kind of just threw it in here. So they don't need it. There's one down there. But they don't need it, so we'll just try use it for the scape and see how well it looks. So here we go, let's go. Alright, so I either have to cut the top or shorten this. I think I'm going to go with shortening that, but it'll fit beautifully in there as a background. So let's cut it real quick. Alright, so that cut didn't quite go as planned, but that's alright. I've got some pieces of bark which I'm floating, and I'm gonna try and incorporate them in the background and actually create an area where it's flat just like this was, except more stable, where I can place the gecko's food and water to make sure that he always knows where it is. And he has a nice hangout area. That's what we're working on. I'm floating them right now in the pool pond just because there was hundreds of ants on them, and I don't want all those ants inside of this tank. So... Alright, so I changed my mind. Instead of putting bark in the background, I'm actually going to go with these pieces of bamboo, because I feel like that looks pretty sick. That's going to look pretty good in there. Not going to lie, I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, let's keep scaping. Alright, so we got our background in. Now we got to put the first layer of the substrate. This is going to be a drainage layer, so we're going to put rocks at the bottom. Then we're going to put mesh, and then we're going to put the dirt. That's so when I spray the tank, the water doesn't stay in the dirt and make that huge gross mess it did last time. It actually drains to the bottom, and then the plants can drink from there instead of it just soaking up the entire soil and making everything stink and look gross. So let's put some rocks in. So now we're going to take our mesh and cut it to the size of that bottom piece and place it right over the rocks. Alright, so the mesh is now covering the rocks, as you guys can see, and now we're ready to cover this with dirt, and then the substrate will be ready to be planted. Alright, so as you guys can see, our substrate is in. I already moistened it a little bit. Now it's time to add our log. Let's see where we could put this, the hardscape. Here we go. I want to make it so that the gecko can actually climb up the log and give him an area where he can hang out and relax on. Might just set it like that. Honestly, that looks pretty good to me. The gecko can climb right up on this, can hang on those. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright, let me just give this thing some touch-ups, you know? Alright, so I added this little platform area where the gecko can actually climb up, and I can place his food and water right up here. It's a nice flat platform, which makes it a lot easier to feed, because as soon as he finds out where this spot is and that his food is always going to be dropped off there, he'll just go back there every time he's hungry, which makes it a lot easier. But I have this like leftover piece, so I've just been like crumbling it up in my hand and creating some texture for the substrate. It's like a cocoa fiber basically, because this is a coconut tree bark, palm tree. Why did I say coconut tree? Sorry guys, the quarantine's getting to my head, but yeah. So I'm kind of just crushing it up like that and creating that sort of really neat texture all over the floor, which is kind of what we have here in Florida. It looks really nice though. I really like the look of that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. Give you guys another update in a minute. Alright, so I've collected some plants which I'd like to put in. This is gonna be the main show plant, of course. Small palm tree, basically. I believe, I don't know, I kind of just found this. It was growing out there inside the tortoise enclosure, so I was like, yeah, tortoises aren't eating it, might as well see if it looks good in here. It fits. I got all the roots out with it except for this one, so it should be fine. We're gonna plant all of these plants in here right now, see how good it looks. Alright guys, so I've got all the plants put in. I got the nice big old palm tree right there. I got some of these little vine looking plants. Got one growing from there. I got one stuck right here. Two types of vines, whatever this plant is, and this palm tree. I'm not really sure what these plants are because I kind of just collected them. I'm also I have some friends over. Hey guys. Hi Liberty, hi boss. Alright, bye-bye. But yeah, this thing looks sick. I was not expecting it to look this nice. I am in love with the scape. I really like that background. That bamboo background really just, oh god, it makes it a vibe. I'd want to live in here. I'm gonna ask Jumpy if I can move in with him. But yeah, this thing does look pretty sick. I am happy of how it came looking out. That wasn't proper English, but that's alright. Let's keep moving. I gotta put this thing inside now. Alright. Did you look at that? It is in place. I put the light bulb over it, and it is fully scaped. Wow, this thing looks great. You ready to go to your new home, buddy? I think he is. Look at that. That looks incredible. Holy cow. Let's open it up. That looks so sick. I hope he loves it. Come on, there you go, buddy. You're off to your new home. There he goes. Ooh. Licking around, smelling it. He's looking kind of skinny, but that's alright. He's a healthy weight. If he was skinny, you'd be able to see what's it called? You'd be able to see the bone on his skull, but you cannot see that, which means he's still a healthy weight. Probably just skipped a meal last time, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of stress. I'll take care of that though. I'll make sure he eats this time. He looks so good in there. Wow. That looks incredible. And I know that these tanks are a little small, but you know, some people keep them in little tubs for their entire life. So, and he is an adult male, so he is kind of big too for a Cresty. But this is the recommended size for them. This is what I'd call ideal. Especially, I don't take him out. I take him out once a week to handle him and to give him some interaction. They like to be left alone, but it is good to give him that option and to give him that sort of stimulation. But yeah, he looks sick in there. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell-like notification icon to be notified of when I make more videos. I'm glad I could do that for Jumpy. He really needed an upgrade. It's been a while since he had been in that scape, and it was just run down and just gross. And yeah, I'm happy I could have given him an upgrade, and it looks so good. Every time I'm going to walk out of my room, and I'm just going to stop and sit here for a good 10 minutes just staring at that, because that looks amazing. That looks great. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to do all those awesome things you people do, and peace out.